Yo! We're actually almost on time today. Actually a little bit early. What's going on with this? I'm invisible. I'm fading away. It's because I got that red shirt on from Back to the Future. Anyway, how are we doing? Right, we are back in Aurora, and we are finally getting around rebuilding this goddamn garrison. We designed the unit classes yesterday, and we've researched them, so these are the classes that we've got to work with. We can build more if we need to. I suspect we will, because I'm just kind of throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. We started out with a defensive weapon array last night. We didn't actually put anything in it just yet. So the defensive weapon array is going to be our surface to orbit weaponry. Now it's going to be... I'm going to try and use these 4 quad turrets. Corridors, tracking, yeah, okay. So we'll add some of these. I think what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to make these, the headquarters. So the headquarters we've got at the minute, we've just got the planetary garrison. And that's 25,000. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the planetary garrison the smallest unit is going to be 25,000, because then that one unit, rather than having a bunch of smaller ones and having the this shit going on where it's just like a wall of text, we just have fewer units, but we have do we not have a combat for quite a while? Yeah, so like this, instead of having all of this, we just have like 4 or 8 units, but make them bigger, and then we can also get a better gauge of how they're all doing, because it's a bit difficult when they're all separated into individual things. So we're going to set a single HU unit of 25,000, so that means our size here, well, the sum of this can't exceed 25,000. We'll need to build a regiment above that can hold maybe 4 garrison headquarters, so like 100,000 capacity headquarters. And also this one here is a static headquarters. We'll probably also need to build a mobile one for the infantry units, the more frontline defense. ST10. Oh, STR10, yeah, okay. Right, so what do our STOs need? They don't need any ground supply points. Oh no, that's the garrison. Yeah, they don't need any ground supply points. They're gonna be in the rear echelon, so they shouldn't be attacked, and we'll need a front line so that the front line can take, well, soak the hits and hopefully get the reinforcements so that these things don't get into combat at all. Don't need... You don't need spotters. These are just going to be just the surface to orbit weaponry. So we can just load it out with as many of these as we can. So let's just add them 10 at a time and see how we get on. 25,000. So 60 gets us to 23. Should probably add a couple of construction units in there as well. Let's add one at a time, please. Guess we can add 5 construction vehicles in there. They also don't need supply points, so we don't need a logistics chain. Not got a huge amount of health, but he shouldn't in theory need it. And I think that's our first one done. So that's our defensive weapon array. We'll maybe rename that. So this is planetary defense array. So now let's create a new formation. This is going to be our backline artillery support and maybe forward fire. Yeah, the air supports, the forward fire directions. So this is going to be so this is going to have I need one of these fixed armored artilleries. The thing we've got to consider as well is the size. So it's actually sorry, the cost, not the size. The size is actually smaller to have a fixed artillery as well than a mobile one. Medium. Medium bombardment. So this is going to be an entrenched artillery support team. We can have a lot of these. So 100. Can't quite have 500. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong bloody number, aren't I? Let's edit this to... Let's do 400 of them. They are going to need supply points, so we're going to need logistics vehicles here. They're going to need 7,200. That seems like a lot. What does 10 logistics vehicles get us? So it only gets us one set of reinforcements. What about this one? I need more. Oscar says hello. I suppose they need more because they're essentially mobile tanks, aren't they? Ask! It's okay, pal. Right, let's change this. Set this to 250. Set this to... It's 1,000 per logistics vehicle. Create a medium logistics vehicle. Oh, you can't have medium logistics. Is that just because I've not researched it? No. There's not a thing possible, unless it's locked behind some tech later on. It's fine. So, artillery support team. 250 artillery units. Don't really want to go higher than 25 logistics vehicles. I might have to though. If we go to 50. Because that gets them 10, well 11 rounds of combat, I think. Because I think this is what they need to resupply every time they go through combat. So this would buy them 11 rounds of combat, which is... I think it's like 3 combat rounds a day or something like that. Not 100% sure on that, to be honest. Right, so we've still got about 9,000 size to play with. So what if we bring in some spotters, because they don't need supply points. Let's add some of those. They're 60 a piece, so that's, we could add a bunch of those. What else we got here? We do need some construction for this. Let's add some of those in. How many did we add for planetary defense? We added 5, so this one's got 10. So they should be able to fortify a bit faster. Spotter. So these guys are going to be pretty secure. Excuse me. Yeah, let's add a bunch of spotters in here, because this can be artillery and aerial support. And yes, I'm aware that's going to be ass. Ass! Right, let's add these until we run out of room. Bring that one back up to 50. Okay, I think they're good. Right, so we've got our STR team, which is the Planetary Defensive Array, artillery and aerial support. Now we need a defensive line, and then we need an offensive line. Okay, so I'll do the defensive line first. And so this is just to soak up the damage from the enemy. So you want infantry. You also do want them to do some damage as well. Soften them up. We didn't build a really cheap one, did we? Got the standard one with the personal weapons. We didn't build any with light personal weapons. So they wouldn't do any damage, but they add a ton of hit points. Which means they've got to do more damage to break through that line, I think. If you add powered infantry armor on top, I think we can get heavier powered infantry armor as well later on. We might even be researching that now. No. Heavy powered infantry armor. So that'll double our armor later on. Oh, we also, yeah, we do need to design a headquarters for this as well. So let's have a infantry headquarters is going to be another 25,000. The headquarters itself would probably avoid combat. So this is so I've just designed 2 there. Very, very, very similar. This one is just a standard infantry. This one is a light vehicle headquarters. I should probably rename it. We'll rename it when it's been studied. You can have 3 labs. You can have the rest of the labs. Okay, so they're going to come in. So we'll build the formations and we'll build them out and we've researched those 2 things. So this is the Garrison front line defense. F1B. Also need, while I'm here, we need a static headquarters of 100,000. Because that'll have all 4 of our units underneath it. So this is the what do we call the other one? Planetary Garrison HQ. Okay, I think that'll do. We should probably set those to research as well. Let's sort by date. Let's get rid of... We don't need that right now. Okay. We'll push that research and then we'll finish building those. How's our freighters coming along? We built some tiny freighters, didn't we, last time? Need to rename that freighter. Freighter. This is the FT. Back shipping. I need to build another slipway. We need to design some other ships as well, I think, don't we? Or you could set like a default for this to remember to leave these things open. That would be nice. Or if there's like a button that says open all. That'd be handy. Steve, get on. Oh, sorry, right. We love you, Steve. I didn't finish designing this, did I? I think we were working on an engine for it. 2087. What was the engine we built in 2087? I'm assuming it was this one that we were waiting for. But we've got these ones now. These are fighter ships. So we need really a big engine and a lot of hangar deck capacity here. It needs to have a decent amount of armor. It could probably do with its own point defense as well. Let me see. Let's have a look at the old carrier. Let's copy this. Let's change the name. Excuse me. This is going to be British Counties. Cornwall. Rename class. This is going to be the 2113 Cornwall. It's not obsolete, so we can take that off and then that will show there. So now we can just replace individual parts and we can add things like armor, for example. Two. Anybody? Two for two? Yeah. So we are researching armor at the minute. We'll eventually put more than one lab researching it, but that will get replaced soon, so that will help shave some weight off the armor. Engineering spaces. Alright, so we right now don't need to worry about a jump drive. We can save some space there. We do need an engine. Let's get an engine designed. I'll move that here. Yeah, move it there. What's the current engine? Engines. Ion drive. So this is going to be 21.3 Cornwall. Engine power. This was a military engine. Nuclear thermal. Assuming that was 0.9. It was a 3,000 ton engine as well, wasn't it? So that's size 30, I think. No, size 60. So it already was a pretty big engine. What was this? 384. Okay, so that was the engine we had before. So we can now have 10% less fuel usage, which is good. We can reduce the thermal. I think we did anyway. No, we didn't. Well, we can reduce the thermal. And if we can, we probably should. So let's put this up to ion, and that immediately doubles our engine power. Fuel use per hour 125, doubles our fuel usage as well, which isn't inconsequential. If we drop down to 80% power, that's less fuel use per hour than what we had before, but well, 220-ish more power, which should help. Not too concerned about saving fuel, but we don't want to go nuts. If we, on the other hand, if we go engine power that, then this is going to be a very fast ship that's going to drink fuel for fun. Let's go with 100%. And let's prototype that. Get rid of this one. So we're going 960, we're now going double that. So weird that they got the same range, like exactly the same range. I mean, it's fine, no problem. That's okay. So 55 billion, that gets us. Oh yeah, 55 billion gets us a ways. Yeah, it gets us a long way. Gets us all the way out of the main bits of our solar system here, so we should be fine, because we're not planning on defending Minerva with this thing. And there's nothing in Minerva to defend anyway, so that's fine for right now. We just want something we can throw about. Okay. So these sensors here. I think we've got better sense tech than what we had there. So our active search sensor. This was 100 tons. So this is a size 2 sensor. Was I trying to pick up with a size 2 sensor? Okay, well we've shaved off a considerable amount of size by getting rid of the jump drive, so I think we can dedicate some space here to sensors. I think that's worthwhile. Let's prototype that. That's the active search sensor. 2,000 ton. And then what was this sensor? This one was our missile sensor, I think. Resolution 200. Oh, this was looking for big things. Yeah, and we know we've got more information to work with now, so making the sensors is going to be a bit easier. So we know the Bezier has an active sensor signature of 9,850 tons, so we can build a sensor that will pick up the Bezier. So the Narbonne and the Paris will pick those up on sensors from billions of miles away. This one, we have very little information on the Strasbourg. But it is a commercial engine, so it's more than likely that this is their... No, it's probably not. That's probably their... Paris is probably their salvage ship. Or maybe not. What's... Because this has got a huge thermal sensor. Huge thermal signature, sorry. This one's tiny by comparison. Verdun is a military ship of size 20,000. Okay. So far we know that the Béziers, the Le Mans and the Verdun are combat ships. And the smallest of their combat ships is 9,850 tons. So if we go for that size resolution, we'll be able to pick them up. And we'll take smaller just to save. That gives us 100 million kilometers. No, nearly 200 million kilometers to pick them. As far as I thought. It's from Earth past Mars. We're looking about there. Okay, that's a decent sensor range. We can cope with that. Okay. So this is the long range. Probably reduce this. No, I want it as big as possible. Prototype that for me, thank you. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Thermal and missile active search sensor. Okay, so the missile search sensor needs to be resolution needs to be as small as possible. I can't remember if they had any missiles. I don't think they did. I think these were just using energy weapons. Yeah, I think they were just using energy weapons. Let's drop this down to 1,000 tons, size 20. Gives us 21 million kilometers to pick up a missile. I don't know what good that's going to do us because we're not really. Mind you, we're going to try and build some defense turrets on this, aren't we, as well? If we build this, so the approach with the Lancashire I was taking was it's going to be a backline support carrier, but I didn't build a front line to defend it. So if we build this as a front line tank and the fighters are the defensive swarm, then potentially we might be able to do something with it. But we should see. So this is the missile search sensor. EM detection. Conscious we might be running out of space here, so I'm going to bring this down to 20. Prototype. And we have the same size thermal sensor. So we've got our engine, we've got all our sensors. We're waiting on new armor tech. What's this annual failure rate so high? I think we need 2 engines, don't we? Having a troop transport bay as well. Troop transport bay would be nice, but it's not the purpose of this carry. This carry is going to be holding our swarms of fighters. It's not going to be holding those particular fighters, which is here. So we can get rid of this. Okay, so we can have 20 fighters on board this. the Centaur had. Centaur's also got a really outdated railgun, so we do need to design a new fighter. And also it's got the gas core engine, so we could build an ion fighter as well. Okay, now we're going right back to the drawing board with this, aren't we? Right. So we need to change this. But I think the rest of it is okay. We do also need to design a turret. Do we need to design a turret? Because railguns don't have a huge range. Now beam selected. Select B. I must not have unlocked what I need for a turret then. In fact, no, I probably haven't because it's probably in the other research. Let's put it in here. No, maybe in census. Fire. I don't do anything with ghost cannons, I don't think. We do need to get this 27 eventually. Not for right now, but that would be really good for our STOs. Railgun launch velocity as well. So we need to design a new fighter next. We do need a weapon. Conscious that the size of the ship is larger than our shipyard plan. Oh no, we said we were going to go to 40. Okay, so yeah, 40, we can go 40,000 tons. Okay. What am I missing on turrets now? Oh, I think I know what I'm missing on turrets. I need to actually design the what was it called? Beam. Design something. Particle beam? No. What's it called? Maybe you can't have a turreted railgun. Maybe it's got to be the gauze cannon. if I prototype this, I think that's the best we've got, isn't it? Because we've just unlocked the very, very basic. Let's prototype that. And then if we close this, reopen this. Yeah, so we need, yeah, so it's a gauze cannon. Yeah, it's really short range. Okay, so we need to do some more gauze cannon research before we can build defensive turrets for it. We can use the fighters as a defensive swarm. But then what's going to be... what's going to actually do the damage? If the fighters are defending the carrier... could do missiles. We haven't done much in the way of missile research. Also, I've never designed a missile before. Big ass missiles. Is that 5 tons, not 5,000 tons? It is a dot, isn't it? Can build a really fast, really big missile. 60,000 kilometers a second. That'll fucking take him by surprise. It's gonna be expensive as fuck to build though. 40 gallicite per, and that's not even, that's just the strength of one warhead. If we put 3, 4 size 4 warhead on it. Doesn't actually change the gallicite need, does it? I think it's the engine that changes the gallicite need, isn't it? Your capacity 2, 3. What's our sensor range? $194 million kilometers. Oh yeah, we're way below that. There you go, 50. It's gonna be fucking expensive missiles. Let's drop the speed down though, because it's heavier. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I'm starting to understand what's going on with this now. So let's say, let's just close this down. Let's load up the default. Okay. So we don't really care about fuel, so let's put fuel as high, as engine power as high as possible. Engine size. In theory. Oh, okay, so if it's below a certain threshold, it's an anti-missile missile. But above that is an anti-ship missile. We want anti-ship missiles. there anything higher than that? So the smallest missile we can build, it's an anti-ship missile. It's 2.5 engine size. Which is a 10-ton warhead. If we up this to 4, that would pierce 2 layers of armor. 9 with the next one, which will pierce 3 layers of armor. But that makes it 30 tons. Yeah, doubles the size, half the speed, doesn't it? So that's 1. Size 1 is a fast missile, but it's just going to chip away at the armor, so it's just dink, 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 and they're not. I mean, size 3 is going to have wider spread, whereas size 4 has a chance of breaching through. If they've only got 1 layer of armor, it's going to blow something up inside on 1 hit. But if we have a smaller missile, so it's a 10-ton missile, 17-ton missile. If we're thinking we're going to have, I don't know, salvos of, I have no idea, like launch 50, 100 missiles. If we're looking at the Garrison number at the bottom, there's only 2 Garrison per 1 missile now. It's a little bit. Range 6 million kilometers. So that ranges play. I'll go less actually. Okay. I think I'm reasonably happy with this as my first go at a missile. So their military ships are moving at 5,650 kilometers a second. Which means we have like a 30% chance to hit with this. Size 30 gives us a 100% chance to hit. Which means we potentially need less missiles. Still there's a reasonable chance to hit there with a 40 million kilometer range. Do we know what their sensor range is? The other thing is we're going to need to design a missile launcher for this, aren't we? I think I'm happy building more missiles. We need magazines and shit for a missile, don't we? Ordnance transfer. Oh, missiles are a pain in the ass. They're using energy weapons. We could also use energy weapons. We haven't researched any. This is annoying. I think let's finish the ground force stuff. I'll have a little think about all that. We're just waiting on a couple more bits of technology to come in for these regiments and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we've got our first defensive squad on Ganymede. Salvage module. gain some research points into that. That's great. Second defensive unit done at Ganymede. The next flea has been built, and there should be another one. There we go. So we now have 3 fleas. Beautiful. Do we need to send anything to Ganymede? Not at the minute. We can get rid of these now. We can build a defensive array. So this defensive squad will eventually be replaced. Right now it's going to serve quite well as a frontline defense. Just so we've got the STO. I'm hoping we only need 1 STO per planet. But the way we've built it, we can just keep adding them and not have to worry about it. If we need to. To build that STO though, you're going to need to load some minerals. Load some duranium, go to Ganymede, unload all minerals, go to Earth. Borondide, okay. We can queue up some Borondide. Are you on your way back to Earth already? I'm confused. Sure. That was really quick. I know we designed them to be quick, but that was pretty impressive. How many trips would it take to move a mass driver over there? Load installation, mass driver, go to Ganymede, unload all installations, go back to Earth. You've got 0.6 of a mass driver, okay. So 0.06 divided by 3, so each ship can take 0.02. 1 divided by 0.02 divided by 3. So it takes 16.6 trips. But we can move very quickly. Okay, so let's see if we can get a mass driver over there. Go to Earth. Go to Earth. Load a mass driver. Go to Ganymede. Unload all installations. And repeat that 17 times. Well, 16 times because we've just done one. So. computer ready. Okay, they've got a master out there. Okay, beautiful. Now that means we can fire shit from Earth. Sending a ship over there. So let's go to Earth. We'll say destination Ganymede. And just send them a bunch of stuff. So the stockpile is being added to now. They've got enough for him down. We need more iridium. And a bit more neutronium. Should be good now. So now if we go in here, we've got some ground unit training, Ganymede. Yeah, it should be good. As soon as that comes online, that's going to help protect that part of the world. What are we waiting for in research now? Put some investment into ghost cars. Now, so let's put 4 on that one. Years. Is there anything else we need to do before that one? Ground combat, I think we're okay for the time being. We're getting this long range bombardment one. It'll take a while though. Heavy static armor, heavy vehicle armor. Yeah, I think for right now we're good on that. Logistics. Missiles. Oh, I know what we need. We need oh, we need this drive first of all for the carrier. Let's drop. Drop that. Oh yeah, we need to research the other parts of the thing. That one we need to research the sensors. Yeah. Research, and research. Do we not make another active sensor as well? Research. Cancel that. I'm going to get you, and we're going to get you to just cycle through all of these. And then go back to your flight control. Should be good. I'm going to save it as well, just because I have a habit of not doing it. Just going to go grab a quick beverage. I'm back in. We're back. I'm just waiting for this new. Well, these text to finish off. Oh, we did finish some stuff though in the Grand Cross formations. We finished the regiment HQ. Some of the stuff. So let's create a I don't think I'm doing this right. I'm supposed to be doing this bit just yet until we've got stuff set up properly. And I also need to do the unit series stuff first. Just here. It's the front line defense. We are going to have army grunts, okay, maybe not 10,000, maybe 5? No, it's going to be 3 maybe. Good shout. But we also do need to put in construction, and we need some logistics as well. Probably a couple of anti-vehicles. Yeah, okay, so let's change some of these numbers a bit. Let's change this to 200. The grunts will have 800. Standard grunts 2,500. Logistics. Well, let's get the anti-vehicles first. So let's do 100. So we know we need 5,800 ground supply points, which is going to influence how many logistics we need. So 60. Reduce this to 50. Reduce this to 2,000. Reduce this to 700. No, 500. Reduce this to 100. That works. 15 construction vehicles. So they should be able to fortify up pretty well. Good amount of health. Reasonable cost, actually. I thought that would be higher. Will be higher probably with the assault team. So the assault team is going to probably be more flipped around, so we went standard ground heavy on these, on the defense, but I think for offense we'll probably do medium, no, we'll do light armored anti-vehicle. Something like that. Standard grunts, early grunts, and sea saps. Logistics vehicle. We've got a HQ. They don't need a construction team. So let's say we're going to have maybe vehicles, 50 light vehicles, 500 defense. 500. So this is much more of these. We'll see. We'll see. I think that should work. Okay, so order of battle. Good lord, we're on a lot of defensive squads on Luna. And they are all damaged. You know, it's got 3 units left in it. Missed it. I missed it. Okay, search sensors coming up for the Cornwall. I don't think any of that's going to take very long, is it? 3rd of the year, week 2, week 1. Yeah, it's going to take a couple of months. Centaurs of finished production. That's impressive. So we managed to build all of the Centaur ships. So we have 108 back again. Like I say, all they're doing at the minute is providing a bit of a taunt to the enemy. Drag them over here a bit. We may. How far away are they now? They could make it there. Let's save, just in case we really fuck up. And let's send our fighters over there just to... come on, you, we might lose the fleet. It's not worth losing the fleet for. And, yeah. We need to build up before we start taunting them. Ground force construction complex completed. Okay, beautiful. Need more ships with docker. Absolutely. We do indeed, sir. Let's create one of those. Let's create... defense, garrison assault, the artillery. Then Garrison regiment. And the defense corps. Let's move those up the queue. How's the Chucky doing today? Surviving, sir. It's 20 past 10. How did they go? Oh no. Missile sensor done. Done, we're all waiting for now. The thermal sensor is back onto the flight control. Okay, so I think that means that the corridor, we've still got a prototype for some reason. Oh no, we might not have done this drive. We've done the... Oh, I'm sure we did. Oh, we did the relentless iron drive, you fucking idiot. I did the wrong one. Not doing too much since you're still trying to take over the galaxy. We're trying to take the galaxy back because we lost the galaxy. We need to get Mercury back, like pronto. We had a lot of mines on Mercury as well, and oh no, it was Venus we had a lot of mines on. I can't remember what was on Mercury. We definitely need Mercury back though. We terraformed it. Yeah, oh, it had a lot of corundium, which we can use to build mines. Our potion, right? So you, I need you, sir. Hideous Cane. Alright. Power propulsion expert. Give me that. Give me that engine. Give me. Gib. There we go. Engine. Researched. Okay. So, not this one, I want this one. So the Cornwall is now buildable. We're within scope on the size. We've got a 10,000 ton capacity hangar deck, but we are using our old fighters to fill that at the minute. So we need to build a new fighter class ship. So let's copy this. Centaur, that's going to be mythical creatures, I think. Greek mythology, maybe? Centaur, yeah, okay. So let's move down to Daedalus. Rename to 2116 Daedalus. Okay, so we need a new railgun, probably a new fire control. We'll need to build a custom reactor for it. Need a new engine. a new small search sensor. Does this need a search sensor? If the carrier's got a nice big honking sensor, this one doesn't actually need it. We only put the search sensor on here because we just had fighters, we didn't have a carrier to go along with. So these two we probably don't necessarily need. So we can get rid of that. It saves us a ton of space. Get rid of the engine here. Let's design a new engine. What was the engine we were using? Tornado and gas core engine. So this one, design tech. This was a size. This is a 100-ton engine. It's super small. Guess this is going to be. So already just going from gas core. Must have been a 200 size? Yeah, 200 size, a 200% gas core engine to a 250 ion engine. Puts us up like 50% power, 50% speed. So we could actually make this even smaller. The benefit of a nice small engine means we can put more fighters on the carrier in theory. We have the size of the engine. So this is going to be 116 Dallas engine. Prototype that. Get rid of this one. So we've gone from 490 tons down to 164 so far, which brings the speed from 8,174 to 9,000, nearly 10,000 kilometers a second these guys are going. I think that's what we had before, so we need the railgun first. So we had a really small railgun. Technically doubling the size of the railgun here, but we've put the size of the ship in a third, so we should be fine to increase the railgun size. Then we need fire control. Direct fire control. So the existing fire control was 21.5 tons. So we want a tracking speed of around 10,000. Okay, so that gives us a 63 ton. Oh yeah, we can reduce the size by setting it to a single gun because we've only got one railgun on this anyway. Prototype that one. And then we need a reactor, so let's get rid of the fire control there. Add the new one. Now, our old reactor actually will work for this railgun. Power requirement 2.25. I don't understand why that's working when it shouldn't. Reactors are generating insufficient power for weapons not out of 0.25. The max power it's going to need is 2.25. So, Daedalus. Okay, so we've basically halved the size of the ship. Which means in theory we've doubled the amount of ships we can put on the carrier now. So instead of having 20, we can now have 40. Which is the equivalent of having 40 railguns on the as point defense on the carrier. Internal storage bay 5, so that should be enough. So it is 1 ton. The only problem now is the range. Put another engine on it. Yeah, if we put another engine on, that gets us to 10,000 kilometers a second, which means our tracking speed is 10,000 kilometers a second. What's the range balance? So if they're within 10,000 range, they've got an 80% chance to hit. Which, if they were acting as point defense and trying to stop missiles from hitting the carrier, then each one of their railguns has got an 80% chance of hitting a missile. Not necessarily killing a missile, but it should kill. Okay, so it's 302 tons. Can't say anything more about taking that out, so let's just put that one back in. The only other thing we can do is wait for this armor tech to come in 2 years. Well, nearly 3 years. Which I am tempted to do. What's the next? Those cannon, the reduction, that's fine. this gets us down to 2 crew. That gets us down to 1 crew. But they can only be out for 2 days. Six hours is like quarter of a day, isn't it? So yeah, that's probably about right. Six layers of armor. I mean, armored fighter is not a bad shout. We could only have 20 on our carrier, but they can take a hit. But it's also half the speed, so. Yeah, let's just have the one. 300 tons. So we can fit 33 fighters on our... well, 33 of these fighters. We could create a missile variant. Like a box launcher missile. Let's research this. Yeah, I've got scope to add more fuel if we need to. Problem is, the deployment time is low, very low. We get it down to 1 crewman. We can only be out for like between 0.25 and 0.3 days. This is 0.5 days. So he's got more than enough fuel. He just adds unnecessary weight. Because then we know for sure he's got enough. There he goes. 8 hours is a third of a day. I don't like what that's got. Just 250. Nice round number. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Let's get some research going. Let's remove labs from you and you, just temporarily. They ran away. Okay, let's pull them back to. Let's pull them back to Earth. Oh, we turned around. Stirred them up a bit. They're not just sat there anymore, ominously. Why are they going to Faye? Oh, they're not. They're going way the hell out there. We've got new incoming. So we're just waiting now on artillery support. Okay, so they're 9% done. What the hell are they doing at Faye? We have stuff on Faye, I think. We did. What was on Faye? Faye's a comet. Okay. Nothing much to worry about on Faye. They can have it. They're building up quite a fleet. Oh. Inbound. So we lost 2 centaurs. We took out their Paris ship. But the Paris ship, I think, is there. No, it's not. They did, well, it might be. Their crew transport, the troop transport. Now, we might have blown it up before it managed to land anything. That's a hit 100%. Fired 240 shots. 3 damage per hit. Target was destroyed by 240 hits. Oh, wow. We overkilled that a little bit. Okay, we might have gone a bit hard on the... That was just our one new defensive array as well. The STO did attack. The Earth STO team. Oh, I see. They... Oh, that was... Oh, they sent over Mans and a Paris. I see. So it looks like this ship hit Paris. Knocked its speed down to nothing. We must have taken out its engines, and then the second planetary defensive array just fucking decimated it. Okay, here we go. They've started bringing a hostile force over. Let's have a look. I believe he ran away. But we thought about it for a second. Right, so the artillery's done that as well. Okay, let's grab the artillery, put them in here. So now the defense corps has all of its components. So the Garrison regiment has all of its components. You need to be in support. I think these need to move into support as well. So when we're ready to use the assault team, we'll move them forward. But for right now, the frontline defense is the frontline defense. They're expendable. This artillery and support team can reinforce by firing artillery. This is just for shooting ships out of the sky, basically to take out the troop transports, hopefully making it so that the battle on the ground is less difficult. so I'm just ticking time by quite slowly. What are we waiting for in tech now? Oh, we're actually not waiting for anything in tech. What are we waiting for then? We need to change up the Cornwall's assigned fighter. Oh, we're waiting for the railgun. Oh, we didn't set anyone researching railgun. Because that's in here. Get rid of a lad from you. Give it to this person. So we lost 4 centaurs. Bear in mind the centaurs are purely there to attract their ships to us. We lost 4 of those tiny fighters. We took out 3 of their big ships. I think all of those are combat ships. The Le Mans, maybe not. The Bezier, the Le Mans are combat ships. What was the other one? Paris. Paris is a commercial vessel. I think that's got to be like their troop transport, possibly. Essentially, we're just using those fighter craft as a shield because they'll target those first. So they're not, if they're attacking the fighters, which are expendable, they're not attacking my shipyards, and they're not attacking my freighter, my little freighter guy. Oh, we were actually able to repair one of the fires as well. Another round. And we've completed the railgun tech. That's cool. We're doing okay, I think. We've built our new ground forces. So we've got the defensive corps up, which has inside of it a garrison regiment. So the defensive corps has, I think it's 500,000. So we can have 5 of these garrison regiments. These garrison regiments hold 425k platoons. We've got an STR, which is in rear echelon, which is the quad core railgun turret. They've got the ability to fortify. We've got an assault team which are in support at the minute, and we'll move them forward when we need to. Frontline defense, they are able to fortify. They've got basically a bunch of squishies, so they've got a good amount of health. And then we've got the artillery and support, which are in the artillery and aerial support. So this is going to let our fighters, if need be, pick off ground units using these spotters, because each one of these can support a certain amount of atmospheric fighters, I believe. And they're in a really defensive position, so when they get entrenched, they'll be hopefully impossible to hit, or impossible to damage, in theory, if the frontline defense is standing. So next I need to design the organization for it, but it's going to have to wait till tomorrow, I think. But in the meantime, we are actually doing some serious damage to their ships. They keep sending things over to die here. So we took out 3 of their ships last round. They've just sent another 3 there. We've crippled 1 of them. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to repair that one now. Yeah, they're... oh, they were trying to rescue their crew, I guess. Yeah, the ship's dead in the water. Another couple out here. We destroyed them all. 2 Le Mans and a Verdun. Oh, they said low fuel. Centaurs run out of fuel. New orbit. How do you run out of fuel? Earth and Luna are just a massive trap for enemy ships, pretty much. We've also designed our new carrier, Cornwall. So we've managed to, we've looked at our shipyard, and our big shipyard is coming in at 40,000 tons. So we've set that as our limit for our size. We took off the jump drive because right now we're not bothered about going to all the systems, and we can always stabilize the jump gates if we need to, but right now we just need to defend some. So I've given it 6 layers of armor. If we can get another 2 years under our belts, we can upgrade the composite armor to the next one, maybe save a bit more weight, and then maybe add a couple more hanger decks. Our 10 hanger decks here are able to hold 20 of the Centaur fighters. The Centaur fighters are 490 tons. Our new fighters, the Daedalus, are 305 tons. So we should be able to fit 33, well 30 at least, Daedalus fighters, as opposed to just 20 of the Centaurs. So I think I can set that up now, can't I? If I go here. We have 32 fighters. 32 actually works out quite well. Traded 4 Centaurs for 3 of their ships, that's fine. Destroyed one of theirs again. Down. Right, I need to figure out how to use this screen here, because then what we can do is we can build an organization, and then we can just build that organization rather than have to manually micromanage it all. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with this. I think if I do this now, if I go to Earth, ground unit training, we are now building that army corps, the defensive corps. So I guess we'll see if it works. Oh, thermal option. Okay, nice. So it is building the regiments and stuff and putting them in the right place and setting them to the right thing. So that's going to save us a lot of time. We can also start to build that on other places now. So we'll go to organizations. We can now build this on Luna. If Luna has a ground force construction complex, which it does. I don't think Luna has any stuff to build with them. It doesn't. But we can move stuff now with our fleets. Go to Earth, load installation, load a mass driver. Go to Luna. Load all installations, go back to Earth, refuel, repeat that 40 times, I think it was. And then 0.06 16 times, not 40 times. So I'll do 17 just to be sure. So please complete the orders, which means Luna should now have 1 something master hours, which means Earth can now send Luna some stuff. I'm going to go to bed in 1 minute. We destroyed 3 of their ships. Lost a couple of centaurs, I'm not too worried about that. Again? Oh, we lost a lot of ships. What did they bring? Oh, they brought everything. They brought their whole fleet. Okay. So the Verdun was destroyed. Are they on Earth or are they on Luna? They're on Earth. They're trying to run away. I feel like they're firing. Oh, just still in range, I guess. It's fine though, we sent them packing. How many fires have we got left? 65. Should build another couple just to make sure we've got a big enough shield. Don't want to release the babes just yet. Do it. Because we're going to need them. But they're just kind of sat there. This is actually cheaper as well, somehow. Use more barometer. Sure. Well, we'll go well, I'm going to need 32 for a carrier anyway. Let's build 64. It's also only going to take 11 minutes. Ooh. You got me, you got hit by something. finish the corner. Building. Let's add a stopwatch to that as well. Okay, we should probably stop firing all the resources to. Oh, you still need copper. Let's build a. Okay, Ganymede need more Verendite and Iridium. coming together. It's just coming together slowly because we're moving time forward by like 10 hours at a time because of all these fucking enemy contact updates. We are getting there though. We're making progress, I think. Okay, we will carry this on another time. I will catch you all in the next one. Adios, amigos.